At the time of making this video, the crypto market is breaking out right now, and you have a very limited time window to benefit. Because if you talk with anybody that's been in the crypto market for longer than 5 years, they will tell you that at the final stage of the bull run, the markets move very, very quick. And you do not want to get caught buying the top, expecting the markets to continue forever when everything comes crashing down 70%, 80%, even 90% or more. You have to capitalize first. You have to capitalize fast, and you have to know exactly which projects are going to see the largest amount of liquidity flow into them. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 of the top projects that I see doing very, very well this bull run that will make millionaires this bull run cycle. Some of them have been on the move and they still have massive potential left. For example, we've seen major celebrity endorsements and highly known public figures launch their own coins that have completely gone to zero. So regardless of someone's influence, regardless of someone's following, we've seen somebody like Elon Musk create the Department of Government Efficiency, and Dogecoin just do a 2x recently around election time. We're going to discuss what to look for. We're going to discuss what to look out for in this video. We have expanding global liquidity, M2 increasing, which essentially means the money supply is going up. We see interest rates from the Federal Reserve going down. The purchasing power of the dollar has been decreasing over time as the Fed and the Treasury continue to print unlimited amounts of money, debasementing the currency, causing the crypto market to explode. We've seen viral social media trends take off on apps like TikTok, Twitter, Reddit, driving a massive amount of retail investors back into the market, and massive institutions like hedge funds. You have BlackRock, Fidelity, you have Van Eck, all of the major players diving full-fledged into the crypto market. And while the majority of my portfolio personally is allocated to high conviction plays with real world utility that are solving real problems, generating real revenue, there is also a portion of my portfolio that is allocated to the meme coin market. And surprisingly, over the past few months, that has increased in size to dominate the majority of my portfolio, which shows what category in crypto is going to receive the majority of the liquidity over the next few months. And that's the meme coin market. And we've seen major exchanges list projects, for example, like Robinhood just listed WIF, Coinbase just listed Floki, and other massive centralized exchanges are catching on to the trend in listing meme coins that are rallying to billions or multi-billion-dollar market caps. So instead of sitting on the sidelines wondering, what if? I want you to watch this video all the way to the end, because I'm going to share with you not only 10 of the top projects that I believe are going to make millionaires this bull run cycle, but how to find the best cryptos to buy now underneath $1 or any price point for that matter that have that 50x or 100x potential. So if that sounds good to you, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment 777 below if you're going to become the first millionaire in your family tree. Let's run it. All right, bull runners, welcome back to the channel. So I'm going to cover a lot with you guys over the next few minutes. So set aside all distractions, go into a quiet location if you're watching this in your car, just to try and find the top altcoin picks. I'm going to deliver them throughout this video, so you're not just going to skip all the way to the picks. You're going to get a lot of value, and then I'll drop some good picks in here that I see doing very, very well, specifically within the meme coin market. Because a lot of newbies that come into the crypto market, what they do first is they get on a centralized exchange like Binance or Coinbase or crypto.com, and then they start to go on Twitter, they start to go on YouTube, and then they look for other projects to buy on those exchanges, and then they start to realize a lot of the projects that are talked about on Twitter, on YouTube are usually too late. They end up buying the top, they get dumped on, and they're used as exit liquidity. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to find these projects before they get talked about on Twitter, on YouTube, on TikTok, on all these massive social media platforms, and how you can get in early. Now, this is not financial advice. Crypto is very risky. You could lose money in these markets. These videos are purely for education, informational purposes only. And yes, I do hold positions in the cryptocurrencies in this video. That doesn't mean that you should. You should always consult your financial advisor. I just believe in transparently sharing with you what I'm doing in the markets, what I'm buying, what I'm selling, but you can take full responsibility for your own decisions. So with that being said, we're going to cover the steps to get onboarded to the meme coin market so you guys can fully understand exactly what you need to do. Because after you've created your account with a centralized exchange, you can just go on the App Store and you guys can get Coinbase. If you're in the United States, if you're overseas, you can do Binance. There's lots of other exchanges out there. You just basically pick your favorite one. And then once you have an exchange account, you just link it with your bank account. This is not going to be a full tutorial on how to do that. It's really simple. You guys can go and research that yourself, or what you can do is you can join Altcoin Pro University through the link in the description below. We have 437 members in here. We cover everything that you guys need to know inside of the classroom. We have 100+ lectures covering everything about crypto foundations, the building blocks of Web3, crypto security, how to store your crypto off of centralized exchanges in case there's hacks, Web3 navigation, decentralized finance, crypto taxes as well too, portfolio management, meme coin mastery, whale tracking, a lot of courses that are coming soon too. Our research team has done an incredible job. This is the most comprehensive place to start through the link in the description below if you want more information after this video. So keep watching. We're going to cover a lot, but just so you guys know, that link will be below and you can get started with it. So once you create your centralized exchange account, let's say for example you went through Coinbase, what we want to do is identify the layer 1 blockchain where the meme coins exist that you want to trade on, because there's a lot of different layer 1 blockchains. For example, when newbies come into the market, they go on CoinMarketCap and then they look at all these different projects and they don't even know what a layer 1 blockchain is. So when I go into categories right here, you can see meme coins at the top. You can see other different categories like artificial intelligence, gaming, real world assets, decentralized physical infrastructure. So what you can do if you have a Mac is you click and hold Command, then you click F on your keyboard and it'll bring up the Command F function and you just type in layer 1. And what's going to happen here is it's going to pull up layer 1. Right now it's ranked 86 with a market cap of $843 billion. So we're just going to click on the text right here and it's going to pull up all of these top projects. Now you can see Ethereum is number 1 by market cap. Solana is number 2. BNB is number 3. Cardano, number 4, and then it goes down the list from here. Now, the only problem is the base chain is not on here because the base chain does not have their own token other than Aerodrome Finance. And so the base chain is one of the hottest for meme coins, but I'll just give it to you guys right away. Ethereum, very, very popular for meme coins. Solana, very popular. BNB chain, still very popular. I think it's going to do very, very well this bull run for meme coins. Meme coins on Sui are going to do well. And then the XRP Ledger just came out with meme coins that are getting listed on Dex Screener, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. But you don't need to be on every single layer 1 blockchain. You can literally just pick one and you can make millions this whole bull run cycle. You don't want to be on like 5 different chains because then it gets overwhelming. You're going to spread yourself too thin and it's hard to bounce back and forth and bridge between these chains when it comes time to sell at the end of the bull run. So I would recommend, if you're brand new, just sticking with one chain. Now, what would that one chain be? Now, if we go to DeFi Llama right here and we click on chains, then we click on all, we can see all this data like active addresses on chain, meaning how many buyers and sellers there will be to basically pump your bags and buy the projects that you're in. We can see the total volume change over the past month, 7 days. So we want to be in the chains that are growing in terms of total value locked, in terms of percentage gains, active addresses, has a good amount of 24-hour volume because that means there's ample liquidity. For example, if you're on a chain that has little to no 24-hour volume, then the chances of the project you're buying into pumping decrease with lower numbers. Remember, community is the most important, not only in crypto, but especially in the meme coin market, because the meme coins are derived off of community rather than utility. So we want to go where the attention is. So right now, that's Ethereum, that's Solana. There's Tron Chain, which I don't trade on, Binance Smart Chain. Then we have the Base Chain. Now, my personal favorite right now is the Base Chain. My second favorite would be Sui's chain. My third favorite would be Solana. So I'm going to give you guys some projects on these chains, and then I want to show you how to find them yourself. So Coinbase is listed Sui. Now, Coinbase does not have a base layer 1, so you would use Ethereum for that. Now, if you want to trade on the Base chain, it's very, very simple. The first thing that you need is a centralized exchange account. You buy Ethereum on that account after connecting your bank account, and then you need to set up a compatible wallet. So a compatible wallet that would work on the Base chain would be MetaMask, and it also works on Ethereum. It also works on the Binance Smart Chain. So MetaMask is my personal favorite. And to get MetaMask, all you need to do is go on Google, type in MetaMask extension. I highly recommend using Google Chrome as your internet browser. If you don't have Google Chrome, you could download that for free. And then you can see right here, MetaMask is in the Chrome store. You want to make sure that you guys have the correct one. This one has roughly 4,500 ratings. It's 3 stars, so it's not the best, but but it works and it's one of the most popular. And so you just add it to Chrome and then you could pin it to your toolbar at the top. Now, if you want more details on how to use these wallets, how to secure your crypto, then what you want to do is join Altcoin Pro University, go into the back office, click on Classroom, scroll down to where it says Web3 Navigation Blueprint. You just click this, and then you're going to see where it says how to buy any cryptocurrency. You watch this video right here, and you see all of these options. Also, you can click on Crypto Foundations and then Crypto 101, and then we'll talk about everything from the crypto wallets, how to buy crypto, reading charts, all of that cool stuff. So once you have the MetaMask browser extension installed and you've securely saved your wallet's recovery phrase and private key, all of that is talked about in Altcoin Pro University. You're going to fund your wallet, which is transferring the native currency from the exchange that you've downloaded, which could be Coinbase, Crypto.com, Binance, and you send it to your wallet address. So go through those lessons so you can understand how to do those, because to save time for this video, because our research team and Ryan has done an incredible job filming those videos for you. So that way, when you watch these videos, this just makes perfect sense, okay? Then we get into the research phase. Once you have your wallets funded, you've successfully bridged to the right chain, we want to find the meme coins that we're going to buy, right? Now, in order to understand which meme coins we're going to buy, we need a general macro understanding of, is now the best time to buy, or should we wait a little bit, or is now a time to sell if you've currently been buying meme coins? So the first thing that we look at is Bitcoin's price chart. So when you get up and you check the markets, if you're coming and you're watching these videos, well, shout out to you for doing that. Subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to give you guys my take on the markets. We got Paul, we got Ryan, we have other people hopping on the channel as well too, that are going to be bringing you daily news, daily updates, different altcoin picks, all that great stuff. So if you like content like this, subscribe to the channel. But the first thing that you would do after you subscribe to the channel, of course, is check the Bitcoin price chart. So on the macro, if we're looking out on the monthly candles, right, we can look in the upper left-hand side of the screen, using TradingView. You guys can create a free TradingView account through the link in the description below. That's our affiliate link. We do earn a small percentage if you upgrade your account, but you don't need to upgrade it. You can use it for free. And then some other features, like if you want to dual wield and have multiple charts all in one in the upper right hand side of the screen, you can do a different layout setup with a pro account. So when I look at the Bitcoin chart, I'm either looking at it on a macro time frame or a micro time frame. A macro would be on the M, which is 1 month or 1 week. Sometimes I look at 2 weeks, or I might even go all the way out as 6 months. But on the micro, I'd be looking at it on like the hourly or within the minutes if I want to place some day trades. But this will give you guys a better understanding of where we're going to go over the next few months and how long we'll be holding these meme coins for. So we can go all the way back to 2013. We can bring up the relative strength index, which shows us whether Bitcoin is overbought or oversold, because in order for the meme coin market to do well, Bitcoin has to do well. And so to put it very simply, whenever the relative strength index on the monthly chart is above 90, Bitcoin is overbought and it's due for a correction. So what I've done is I've drawn vertical yellow lines, and I'll increase the thickness of them so you can see them, and I'll turn the color to red and yellow. Now what red means is when the relative strength index is drastically overbought and overvalued above 90. Yellow is when the RSI breaches above 70. So if you guys look right now, we're at 75 in the lower right hand side, right here where you can see this purple box that says 75.55. And on the left hand side, I can hover over RSI, I can click this little setting box right here, and I can change the thickness of the purple line so you guys can see this. I can also change the yellow line, I can change the color, and I can make it thicker for the RSI based moving average. And then I just click on OK. And you can also see within this purple line on the relative strength index line, you can see when it turns like this green hue right here, and it'll give you a valuation when you move your cursor over it. So right here on the 1st of March, the RSI was at 92. Where was Bitcoin's price at that point? It was at like $64,000. This was a telltale sign that Bitcoin was overvalued and it was due for a correction. And sure enough, what happened there was Bitcoin sold off the following 92 days about 60%. If you got caught buying that peak, anything in the crypto market crashed. If you bought meme coins especially, you would have probably lost 70 or 80% of your portfolio in the short term. And if you bought on leverage, you would have been wiped out. So this is the most important thing to understand before we get into the rest of this video. And we'll dive into more stuff like this every single day to understand where we currently are in the market cycle. Now, when we look at yellow, when the relative strength index breached above 70, that meant that bullish momentum was in favor of the bulls. So Bitcoin's price went from about $13,000, that next month, it was upwards of $29,000. The next month, it was upwards of $40,000. We saw a temporary correction down to $30K, and then it continued to rally up. Now, the bull run before then, when we saw the relative strength index above 90, was on the 1st of December at the exact top, and then also on the 1st of August of 2017, when Bitcoin was at $5,000. We saw a correction after that down to $3,000. So you can never go wrong selling if the RSI is above 90, because generally speaking, on the macro, that's when Bitcoin sees a sell-off after that. Now, we don't know if the sell-off is going to be 20%, 30%, 40%, 60%. That doesn't matter. What matters is when you look at this, that's telling you that the whole market is overheated. So the fact that we're at 75 right now is great news, because during the whole consolidation phase since the 1st of March, we made it up to 77. We didn't even make it up to 90. So if I draw a descending resistance all the way back from the 1st of November 2013, when we were drastically overheated above 90 on the RSI, Bitcoin went from $1,000 after that down to $160. That was the best sell signal. The time before then was all the way back here when Bitcoin wicked up to like $200, $300, then sold off to 63 bucks. That would have been a great place to take profit as well too. When we connect the dots and connect the peaks from the 1st of April 2013, the 1st of November 2013 to August, December, and then the last bull run of March, we can see a perfect descending resistance. So what I would be waiting for to be exiting the markets is for Bitcoin's relative strength index on the monthly to get close to this, on it, or above it. Anywhere near this, which is basically anything above, 85 to 100. That's when I'm going to be making videos talking about warning, prepare now, get ready to sell. The markets are going to crash and the whole market's going to turn on me. Most people are going to say I don't know what I'm talking about, but I literally sold the top of the market last time when Bitcoin was at $57,000. And I also bought back in when Bitcoin was at about 16,700. And then I rotated my Bitcoin into a lot of altcoins when the RSI was all the way down here. So we can use this inversely as well too when the RSI is oversold on the other side of the spectrum, down near, it didn't quite get below 30, it was down near 40 right here at the bottom of the bear market. So that's what we're going to be looking for a sell signal. Now, right now, I am very, very excited because where I would consider we are is very, very similar. If I were to draw a vertical line, I'm going to put it in yellow right now. It's very, very similar to where we were in November of 2020, December of 2016, and also January of 2013. And as you can see on the chart, after that, Bitcoin went absolutely parabolic. Now, that's all cool information, but this video is about meme coins. So the number one meme coin is Dogecoin. So when did Dogecoin top out? When Bitcoin was topping out? And where is Dogecoin right now? And then what will that mean for the rest of the meme coin market when we get into mid-cap and micro-cap projects using DEX screeners or DeFi Llama? Well, as you can see back here, when Bitcoin topped out on the 1st of August of 2017 on the relative strength index, Dogecoin had rallied before then, and Dogecoin actually peaked out right here before Bitcoin and then consolidated for a while and then rallied up with Bitcoin. When Bitcoin was making its all-time high, 1 month after that, Dogecoin made its all-time high for the final stage of the bull run. So about 1 month later, back in January of 2018. Now, in November of 2020, when Bitcoin started breaking out from yellow to this vertical red line, Dogecoin started breaking out as well too. When Bitcoin peaked out, Dogecoin peaked out 2 months after Bitcoin. So 1 to 2 months after Bitcoin is peaked out is roughly when I expect Dogecoin to peak out this bull run cycle. Now, sure, Bitcoin actually did make a higher high while Dogecoin was in a downtrend, but the true technical high of Bitcoin was back in like March to April of 2021. It wasn't the 1st of November, so that's what we're measuring from. And if we were to measure from peak to peak, well, from the 1st of November 2013, Dogecoin's chart doesn't go back that far, but Bitcoin's does. So if we measure from that peak to the 2017 high, that was roughly 1,491 days. If we measure from the December 2017 high, that was roughly 1,186 days. Measuring to the 2021 price high, that was about 1,431 days. And so roughly up to like 1,400 to 1,500 days, leads us to about April of 2025. So theoretically, the market should top out, anywhere between March of 2025 all the way to November or December of 2025 if you're measuring from November of 2021. So nobody knows exactly when the high will be in. One thing that we do know is with Bitcoin breaking out, Dogecoin breaking out, this is sending the meme coin market flying. Now, some of you guys might be like, okay, this is not new information, but for the newbies in the market that go on CoinMarketCap, they click on this whole meme coin emoji thing right here. Virtually everybody knows what Dogecoin is. It's the largest meme coin. Elon Musk made the Department of Government Efficiency. For my personal meme coin portfolio, right now, Dogecoin is one of my largest holdings. And the reason why is because usually at the final stage of the bull run, like the last 3 months, is when we see that rotation move down the list fastly between mid and micro cap projects. So holding large cap projects is the best bet at this current stage in the bull run cycle. Now, that's just my opinion based on the facts because of how these markets move. First, it moves into Bitcoin, then it moves into Ethereum, some other large caps, then it moves down the list. And because Dogecoin is a large cap, I just expect Dogecoin to do well. Now, Dogecoin is not going to do a 50x or a 100x this bull run cycle because the market cap is already at $59 billion. But I could see Dogecoin realistically like 2, 3, 4, maybe up to $5 this bull run cycle and performing a nice safe little 5 to 10x. And so in my opinion, it makes perfect sense to get that safe, 5x and then rotate that capital while taking some off the table into mid cap and micro cap projects further down the list when we get into the final last 3 months of the bull run. And I'll be sharing with you guys when I plan on doing that inside of Altcoin Pro University. So link in the description below, make sure you join. We have a 30-day money back guarantee if you're not happy for whatever reason. But out of all of these large cap projects, it literally does not matter which one you guys pick. They're all going to do very well because they're large caps. The institutions have diversified amongst them and the market caps of these projects are still relatively low compared to where they're going to be 6 months from right now. So Shiba Inu is going to do well. Pepe is going to do well. Bonk is going to do well. WIF is going to do well. I think Floki is going to do exceptionally well along with Brett. So if I were to pick 3 large cap projects to have in my portfolio, which I have, that would be Dogecoin, that would be Floki, that would be Brett. Now, the reason why I picked those projects is because Dogecoin is like the Bitcoin of meme coins. Elon Musk is backing that. So as long as Elon Musk keeps tweeting about it, they have their Dogecast now. Dogecoin is just going to continue to do well. Floki has the strongest utility in the meme coin market. They have one of the best teams. They're on the Binance Smart Chain. They're on the Ethereum blockchain. And the market cap of Floki is only at $2 billion. I could see Floki at a $20 billion market cap or more this cycle, doing over a 10x. Again, no guarantees there, but the fact that it's on Ethereum and the Binance Smart Chain is a big plus. When you click on Floki and then you click on markets or you just scroll down, they just got listed on Coinbase. They're listed on Binance as well too. So this project is just going to do well this whole bull run. Now, the reason why I've chosen Brett as another large cap is because the market cap is at $1.6 billion, which might seem like a lot of money, but it's not because Brett still has yet to be listed on Coinbase. And it is the mascot. It's the #1 meme coin on the base chain. So do you guys really think that Coinbase is going to leave their #1 meme coin behind and not list them this bull run? I don't think that's going to happen. I think when Coinbase lists them, then we could potentially see a Binance listing as well too. That's going to send this project flying. Now also, it's forming a cup and handle formation, and it's virtually acting like a stable coin right here at the all-time high. Because Brett is not listed on Coinbase or Binance, you do have to go through one of these other exchanges, or you just follow the instructions in Altcoin Pro University. You use Uniswap with MetaMask. You'd bridge over from the Ethereum blockchain to the base chain. And because of the complexity that right now, this project's still sitting at $1.6 billion market cap, imagine what's going to happen when Brett gets listed on Coinbase and on Binance. That's going to make it extremely easy for retail to come into the market. So this one, another no-brainer in my opinion for a large cap project. Brett is going to print millionaires this bull run cycle. Now, if you guys want stuff that's a little bit riskier and a little bit further down the list, in the mid cap category right here, you could just scroll down here and you can see all these projects. We saw this project right here, Just a Chill Guy, absolutely explode over the past week. But as you can see here, if we click on all on CoinMarketCap, the chart only goes back to the 20th of November, so 7 days ago. And if we click on market cap right here, you can see the market cap goes from 0 all the way up to over $300 million instantly. Now, that doesn't mean that the chart moved that way. That's just right when it got listed on CoinMarketCap. If you want to see data that goes back further than this on the chart, what you would do is on the left-hand side of the screen where it says contracts right here, this one's on Solana. You just copy the address. You then go to dexscreener.com. underneath the search bar on the left-hand side of the screen, you're gonna paste the address right here. Usually what'll happen here is it'll pop up a bunch of the same project, and you'll see that it's on different exchanges. So what you wanna do is you wanna click on the project that has the highest amount of liquidity. So the first one right here has 11.3 million in liquidity. That's on Radium, the top exchange on Solana. And as you can see right here, the chart goes all the way back to launch when the price was all the way down at like 0.005. And you can see a whole bunch of other data on here. Now that's why you guys want to plug into Altcoin Pro University, because our research team shares projects like this with you before they get listed on Coinbase, Binance, even CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, when virtually nobody knows about them. For example, our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny, and since then it rallied to over $1 and is currently still up over 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called Sui, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, then plug in with the link below. I know you're going to love it, but let me give you some alpha right now so you guys can apply it to get results. If you haven't joined Altcoin Pro University yet, then if I can help you make some money here, then maybe consider taking a portion of that, investing into your education, so we can help you make even more. Does that sound fair enough? Cool. On the left-hand side of the screen, you guys can see watch list, alerts, multi-chart, new pairs, gainers, losers, portfolio, advertise. The main thing that you're gonna wanna do is focus on one chain. So if you're gonna focus on Solana, you click on Solana. If you're gonna focus on Base, you would click on Base. So for this example, I'm gonna click on the Base chain right here, and you guys are gonna see all these projects that are gonna pop up. So what we wanna do is we wanna create a filter by clicking the upper right hand side of the screen that says filters. And so the first thing that we want to do is we want to choose all dexes, and we want to choose the exchange that we want to trade on. So for example, if I'm going to trade on Uniswap, I just want it to be listed on Uniswap. I don't want projects that are only listed on like Glacier, which I've never used before, or like Satori or Diamond Swap, some of these random exchanges. It's got to be listed on Uniswap. So I'm going to click that. I'm going to click save. And then in terms of liquidity, the lower the liquidity, the riskier the project and the higher chance of a rug pull it is. So what I would recommend is setting the liquidity to about 100,000 minimum. If you want to go more degen, or if you want to keep it a little bit safer, you can set it at $1 million liquidity. This is where you're going to find a lot of mid-cap projects, or even some micro caps beneath $100 million market cap. So we would set it at $1 million liquidity, because these projects have some history, they have some traders, they have some holders. And in terms of market cap, we would set the minimum to about 10 million. We would set the maximum to 100 million, because anytime you go above 100 million, you're getting into the mid cap project. So micro cap is anywhere underneath 100 million. If you want super micro cap, super degenerate, you'd play around between like 100,000 to 1 million. And so mid cap is 100 million to a billion, and then large cap is a billion and up. So this would be the small cap filter. Now for the pair age, we want to set the maximum. For this example, I'm going to use 189. That's about 1 week. You can play around with this. Like for example, if you want to see if certain projects within the first like 3 days are just absolutely crushing it, you could do that. But a lot of these projects might take a week, they might take a month. But if you set the filter to a year, then some of these projects might have already hit their peak and they're selling off, and they're not currently in momentum right now. So I'm just going to use 189 hours, which is about a week, for the max as an example. I'm going to click apply. Let's see what pops up, and then I can adjust it. So this is going to filter out all of the nonsense. And as you can see, there's literally 2 projects that launched within the week that have, one has 19 million market cap, one has 17 million. So this one is chill guy, base chill guy. So what I would do is I would click on this, I would pull up the chart. Now, anytime a chart looks like this is just a straight scam. There is no sells. And so be forewarned here, some of these are scams. There's artificial intelligence smart contracts that can trade them. And you're like, how do I even know that? Well, I can just look at it right away. You can see green candles only if there's no selling pressure at all. And then you see periods like this where there's no trading and it goes sideways. That's a blatant scam. Plus, there's no website, and this is a spinoff from the main chill guy. So some dev is trying to take advantage of newbies that are on the base chain to buy this project. So do not buy this project. You will get rugged. Here's another example, REI. So we want to click on this. This chart looks a lot more natural. As you guys can see, there's sell pressure. We saw this launch. We see it sell off. we see a consolidation right here, and then we just see a breakout right now and followed by a back test of the previous high. Now, these are just examples. Don't go and buy these right now because I'm just pulling this up on the fly with you guys right now. But we can see that it recently attempted a breakout. It went into price discovery, and now it's coming back down to back test the previous range as resistance that was at from the 22nd of November. So I would do some more due diligence into this project. But the good thing is there's 2.4 million in liquidity. 96% of that is locked. I would go and I would check their Twitter, I would check the website, I would check the Discord, check the social engagement. So if we go to the Twitter, we can see that this project is capitalizing on the artificial intelligence narrative within meme coins, exploring the implementation of neural architectures on chain, expanding unit 00x0. So following after GOAT, which our research team posted virtually at the beginning, we can scroll down here, we can see the engagement. Now the engagement is not too strong on these posts because it's just some AI narrative and then they put some anime girl as the logo. So it's a little confusing because right here you can see that there's this anime girl in the clouds, but then you go over to the Twitter, it just has this little logo right here with something that's abstract as the banner. What I like to look for is uniform branding and something that people can grab a hold of. For example, if I'm going to type in based Brett or Brett on Twitter, the website's going to be the same as the Twitter is going to be the same as the logo. All of the branding is uniform. With some of these AI projects, they are a little bit weird, but we can check other stuff like the contract address. You just scroll down to where it says the pair, the REI, and the wrapped ETH. I would copy the REI right here, and I would click on the EXP, which is the Explorer, to open in Block Explorer so we can look at the contract address and the holders. So as you can see, there's 1,752 holders. If I click on the holders tab right here, you guys can see that one wallet holds 10%, another wallet holds 6%, then 6%, then 2, then 1, then 1. What I could also do is copy the token contract. I can open up Token Sniffer. I would just paste it right here. It's going to pop up REI, and then it's going to give me a score out of 100. Now, 100 out of 100 is great. 80 out of 100 is not terrible, but we need to see why. Well, it says the creator wallet contains less than 5% of the circulating supply. So that was that wallet that holds over 6%. Now, unless that is locked or that is burned, then the creator wallet could dump that. So we can see at least 95% of the liquidity has been burned, locked for at least 15 days, 100% in UNCX until the 22nd of November. This expired here. And so if we go back to Dex Screener, and we scroll up here, you guys can see where the liquidity has this little lock right here. We can see the 96% in UNCX. We click that, and we can see that the liquidity is locked until November 21st, 2025, which is actually great because that's going to be the end of the bull run. Once the liquidity is unlocked, everything's going to dump. So you could at least write a project like this to the end of the bull run. Now, I'm not telling you to buy this. I'm just showing you guys how to research into these, and then you could make up your own decision here. But if you want to see what our research team is vetting and which projects we're actually buying into, then that's inside of Altcoin Pro. But what I also would do is I would go to the website and I would see just what makes the project different. I would check out the white paper. This project doesn't even have anything on it here. It's just a white screen, has Gitbook, academics, research, console, case study, socials. So we'll just click on the socials and we'll see why are people buying this project. I want to go to the Discord. You'll see they have 700 members, 137 online, so a pretty small group. We can see at 4 a.m. they just got listed on CoinGecko. So what you guys can do is go to Dex Screener, apply a filter like this, find a project, grab the link to the Dex Screener, which is basically just this link at the top right here. We just copy that. Go into your Altcoin Pro University account through the link in the description below, click on community in the upper left, and then you could create a post the Dex Screener link and ask our research team to look into it for you. And our community will also comment on it as well too, because we're all researching these markets together, guys. You know, I might find some projects, our research team finds some projects. You might find some projects, bring them to our research team, they vet them for you, and then it might become a top altcoin pick that we all win with together. So that's another way that you can leverage Altcoin Pro University if you want our research team to vet all of the projects that you're looking into. So have at it, go crazy with it. You could be in that group chat 24/7 if you want to research this stuff, because our research team is 24/7 in the market, 7 days a week. So for $97 a month, you guys can't beat that. A lot of people are charging like $500 a month or $1,000 a month and providing just a fraction of what we're offering. So when we go back to Dex Screener, to get back to the main page, I would just click the little back button in the upper left, or I can click back on the base chain right here. And I would click on filters as well too, adjust the settings. So as you can see, there were only 2 projects right there. That was probably because I put it within the past week. So we would want to expand the pair age in terms of maximum hours. Maybe we want to do a month. So I would just pull out my calculator and I would do 30 days times by 24 hours. That's 720 hours for an entire month. I just type in 700, not 1,800. Right there, 720 hours on the pair age for the max. I'm not necessarily going to worry about 24-hour transactions, because if something has $1 million in liquidity and a market cap of 10 million to 100 million, I'm just going to look at the transactions and see if it checks out. So as you can see, it expands it a little bit. We got Luminous, we got Super ANN, we still have Unit, Base Chill Guys, Satoshi AI Agent by Virtuals. Now we can see which ones have the highest volume in the past 24 hours. So if we want to look into LUM, Luminous, the first thing that I look at is the chart, and then I compare it to the psychology of a market cycle. And so for example, just looking at this chart right here, it looks like this project is just going to continue to chop, and it's going to coil up in a symmetrical triangle as we draw a descending resistance from the high to the recent wicks right here on the 27th of November, another one right here on the 22nd of November, also the complacency stage bounce right here. And then I just draw the trend line for the ascending support, and it's a perfect symmetrical triangle. So I would expect it to sell off in the short term, coil up. If this project catches on and we do other due diligence and research, grab the link, post it in the community section for our research team to look into. If this project breaks out, it holds support, does something like this, then hey, maybe this project could break out, retest its previous high. Maybe it does better than that. So that's why we need to look into all this stuff like the website, the Twitter, the Discord, look at the volume, track the amount of buy volume, sell volume right here. All of this looks pretty good. If we see more buy volume than sell volume, that means that bulls are in control just because there's more buys. We look for liquidity to see if the liquidity is locked. As you can see, it doesn't look like the liquidity is locked here. So that's why we copy the contract address right here, and then we go to Token Sniffer. We paste the contract address right here in the upper right. We're going to click on it right there. You can see that this one gets a 70 out of 100. Everything checks out in terms of the fees. Less than 5%, 0% buy tax, 0% sell tax. That's really good, because when you guys see a project that has like a 5% buy or 5% sell tax, you would need it to do over 10% growth to see any profits from it, because they just tax you too much. So the best meme coins have 0% and 0%. But right here, this is an issue. At least 95% of the liquidity burn locked for at least 15 days. It says 0% has been locked. Even though the creator wallet contains less than 5% of the liquidity, this is a major red flag right here that the liquidity is not locked. So for that reason, I would personally stay away from the project. But if you want our research team to look into it further, feel free to post that inside of Altcoin Pro. So I'll just go back. We'll go to the next one. This would be Super ANN. So chart is looking pretty good. It looks like some major whale came in, pumped it up. It's consolidating right now. But when I look at liquidity, it shows 1.6 million. It doesn't show that it's locked. So again, we're going to check the liquidity first. We're going to copy the contract address. We're going to go back to Token Sniffer. Again, another 70 out of 100. So we're going to scroll down here, and it says 0% of the liquidity has been locked. So if you see this and you want to dive a little bit further on your own time, you can go on the website, go on the Twitter, and go in the Telegram and message the admins and see if they're going to lock the liquidity and see if there's any posts about that, because this can be easily fixed. And if they actually have plans of locking the liquidity, it could change this score and it can completely turn around the project. But as it stands, I don't buy into projects that don't have liquidity locked unless there is a docs team and they already have a proven track record and the project checks off a bunch of other boxes. Remember guys, just because one of these boxes might not check off, it might overcompensate in some other areas like marketing, community, the narrative, the branding might just be so amazing, and the team is docs and they're actually a trustworthy team. They just haven't locked the liquidity, and they might do that within 24 to 48 hours after you're checking the project out. So I wouldn't completely write this project off. I just personally wouldn't buy into anything like that randomly unless I do enough due diligence to check that liquidity for sure. So I'm going to check Saint right here. And as you can see, this project absolutely exploded from 0.00823 cents. Now inside of Altcoin Pro, underneath altcoin picks, you can see this was posted 9 days ago when Saint was at a $4.4 million market cap. Now it's at a $31 million market cap. So that's about a 7x at the current price. And I think at the peak, it was nearly a 10x. So that would have been like turning $1,000 into currently $7,000. Again, no guarantees, but our research team is looking into these projects 24/7. And so that's one benefit of being in Altcoin Pro, because we'll give you the picks and then you just get to decide which one you want to add to your own portfolio. We're not going to tell you what to buy or sell. We're just going to show you what we're looking into. But you'll also see the reason why this project was posted, where it's listed, instructions on how to even get it, and then of course the risks associated with it, and then the disclaimer, because we make no guarantees, crypto's risky, so on and so forth. You know the deal. So when you guys find a project, you can add it to your watch list. So you see this little watch list button right here, you just click that, and then you can create a different list if you want. For example, you can have a main list. I have SUI coins, I have base coins. So I would just add this to my base coin watch list. And then on the left-hand side of the screen where it says watch list here, all the way in the upper left underneath Dex Screener, you just click on this and you see the coins that you have on your watch list. So right now on the SUI chain, I currently have Cetus, which is the #1 DEX. I have NavX, I have Uni on Sui, Sui Man, Sui Nami. Now, for example, Uni on Sui, I talked about in a previous video. It's the dog of the co-founder of Sui. And similar to Myro ran up to multiple hundreds of millions of dollars in market cap. Uni on Sui is currently at 14.7 and recently rallied up to 3 cents. It's seen a sell-off right now. And so right now, this is a falling wedge. You generally don't want to buy into a falling wedge until the knife has hit the floor. Otherwise, you're just catching a falling knife as this project continues to struggle to break out. We want to see a trend reversal. What a trend reversal is, well, first and foremost, if you guys want to understand trading in general, just join Altcoin Pro University. But a trend is a series of lower highs followed by lower lows, that's a downtrend, or higher highs followed by higher lows, that's an uptrend. So market, there's two types of markets, a trending market, a ranging market. If we're ranging, we're just ranging sideways. For example, all the way down here, when the price bottomed out, we were ranging anywhere between 0.002 all the way up to 0.007 in between a resistance and a support. So we're ranging sideways, building a base. And then once we break out from that, we form an uptrend because we broke a previous high. And so remember, an uptrend is a series of higher highs followed by higher lows. So we see a higher high here. We also see a higher high here. We see a higher low here. We see a higher high here. And then this is where we can draw trend lines. So if we draw a trend line to the higher low right here with the higher low right here, as you can see, it bounced off of this trend line on the 17th of November. So we were still technically in an uptrend. However, the issue arose when it struggled to form a higher high and we just consolidated at this trend line right here and we broke below it. Because we broke below this ascending support right here and we didn't put in another higher high, that was what's called a trend reversal. So now we are in a downtrend and we are in a falling wedge. And a falling wedge is exactly what you think it is. The price is falling and it's coiling up into a wedge. And so what we see is we see an attempted breakout of the wedge. This is not what you buy because when a price like this attempts to break out, generally we see it crash down and bottom out for one final shakeout event. And then we see a base get formed somewhere on top of the previous range as support. So for example, the previous range was all the way back here, going back to the 22nd of October until the breakout period on the 9th of November. So what I would expect is the price potentially to come all the way back down here, find a bottom like this, attempt to recover, maybe struggle, do something like this, and then start putting in a series of higher lows, or it does what happened all the way back here, and maybe it's just equal lows until eventually we see a break of structure again, and we see a break of a horizontal resistance that is a previous high. For example, the high to watch for that we need to break is the 26th of November at about 2 cents. And so this would be the first major resistance to break and to hold as support to signal a trend reversal. So personally, I wouldn't buy anything into this project unless like we're all the way down here back testing the previous range as support. If you want to be a little bit riskier and get the best possible entry point, you could do that. Or if you want to wait for a breakout and a potential back test of a range, you buy breakouts and back tests, and then you just set your stop losses waiting for the project to continue off of the support to the upside. And so I would expect the chart maybe to look something like this. Of course, it's not going to 100% look like this, but this is just generally what we see in the crypto market, and it just takes some time. So maybe this takes until the end of December. That's why I'm keeping this one on my watch list. But very similar to what happened out of launch. We saw the price come all the way up here, and it peaked out all the way at 2 cents. And then we see this falling wedge right here, and we see attempted recovery. It can't do that. Then it starts ranging sideways, and then it breaks out again. So if we come all the way back down and we hold on top of 0.007, that would be absolutely incredible, because that would be the base for this project to make the next leg up as Bitcoin breaks above $100,000 going into like Christmas time or January towards inauguration day. So that's why going back to the beginning of this video, we want to watch Bitcoin. Now, another project on my watch list is Sui Nami, or NAMI. And what's crazy about this is I showed you guys this project a while back, and I drew these yellow lines up just like I did for the previous one. And look how almost to the T it followed this. You know, we saw this project attempt to break this resistance at like 0.0002, get rejected from it, consolidate on this previous resistance from the 1st of November, and then break out all the way up here. Now, after the breakout, you know, it's very difficult to know what happens because Bitcoin started pulling pulling back. So this project started pulling back. So, we want to redraw our trend lines and reevaluate things, because in trading, and especially in crypto, you have to be flexible. You have to be like liquidity, like water. Or as Bruce Lee says, water can flow, water can crash. If you pour water into a teacup, it becomes the teacup. If you pour it into a bottle, it becomes a bottle. Be water, my friend. So if you're just rigid and you're like, oh, the markets have to go up because we're breaking out right here, and then they sell off like this, and then you're like, oh, I'm out of this project, or this one's dead, when in reality, this one's actually looking really good. Sure, this project could come further to the downside and back test this previous support that it was at all the way back here on the 7th of November, and we could bounce off of that. And heck, we could even bleed out even further below that before finding a bottom, ranging sideways, then attempting the next breakout. That's definitely possible. So just be careful with projects that are in a downtrend, because if that were to happen, that's another 50% to the downside, because this market cap is so small. It's at $1.2 million. This thing can fluctuate really quickly. For example, if a whale comes into this project and it's SUI, let's say SUI starts breaking upwards of $4 or $5, well, all these whales are going to come in. They're going to look for the top meme coins, and they just pump in hundreds of thousands of dollars into projects like these. And we see them do their biggest gains when the layer one project, which would be SUI, is performing well. But because SUI, if we go on TradingView and we just type it in right here and we go to the Binance chart compared to USDT, well, it looks like SUI's been doing well, but since the 16th of November, it's pulled back from $3.90 to $3.46. So for nearly 2 weeks, it's been selling off. And sure enough, if we look at NAMI right here on the 17th of November, it topped out at 0.0003 and it's been selling off. So if the layer one project is selling off anywhere from like 10 to 20%, we're going to see these lower cap projects sell off 50%, 60%. This one currently like sold off over 70% because the market cap is so low. But on the contrary, if SUI's doing well, and if SUI's up 50%, or if SUI goes up 100%, we go back to TradingView right here. And let's say, for example, SUI breaks out and goes into price discovery again and starts breaching upwards of $4 to $5. Well, that takes hundreds of millions of dollars in market cap to do that, because SUI has a multi-billion-dollar market cap. And so when whales look at that and they've made their gains on SUI, then they rotate that into lower caps. And for an extra $1 million, $2 million, $3 million to come into a project like this, it's not out of the question. So in order for NAMI to do well, in order for UNI to do well, in order for SUI Man or any meme coin on SUI's chain, we need to see SUI breaking out. So what I watch for first is for the layer one blockchain to start breaking out. And then instead of just dumping everything into a low cap project on that chain, I have some of the layer one as like the majority of my portfolio. That would be like 50, 60%, sometimes up to 80% while I ride that momentum. And then I have like 10% to 20% into mid to lower cap projects to benefit from that rotation that takes place. And so I think this would be one of those projects that would rotate, and that'll only happen when SUI does well. So if SUI starts to break out now, then I would expect NAMI to start doing well and to start breaking out. Otherwise, if SUI continues to bleed out, then I would expect this project to drop another 50%, potentially go all the way back down to the low of the 7th of November and drop another 50%, potentially to a few $100,000 in market cap. So if that were to happen, I would consider maybe allocating like half of a percentage point of my portfolio to this project. But until then, I'm just going to keep it on my watch list. You guys can also set alerts here too. On the right hand side, you just click alerts. You can enable notifications. You just click allow. And it's really cool because if it goes over a certain price, goes under a certain price, goes up more than a certain percentage, goes down more than a certain percentage, then you can create an alert for that. So what you can do is you can look at the chart here and we can zoom in to see key resistance levels or support levels that would need to break in order to enter into this project. So if you are a trend reversal trader, then what you do is you wait for a previous range high to break and hold as support before you enter into a project. So you can look at where that is on the price chart. For example, this might be at like 0.00018, and you could put that in as an alert. For example, if the price breaks that, you get an alert, you go check, you see where it's at. If it's holding as support, then you can enter into a trade. Or if it breaks this support at 0.0001, then you can set an alert as well too to come and check it out and see what's happening. Maybe it's a flash crash all the way back down here, so you can get a good entry point at a dip or at a bottom. Because for example, like look, this was the support right here on the 2nd of November at 0.000088. If you would have set an alert for if the price were to dip below that, well, you would have gotten the alert like right here on the right hand side of the screen. And even if you entered in like right around here and the project dipped down a little bit further, well, you bought pretty much at the low when this thing reversed, and you could have ridden that whole wave up and taken some profits all the way up here to increase the size of your portfolio to now accumulate more down within these levels right here, rather than FOMOing in at the top when everyone is buying and you see a video come out. Like if I ever make a video about a project and it's up this far, that doesn't mean you should buy into the project. I'm just bringing this to your awareness on what to look for on these charts, because when we get down in the depression stage or the anger stage in the psychology of a market cycle, that's when I strike. But as always, you should have your own dollar cost averaging strategy, never invest more than you can afford to lose, and set proper stop losses. Now, for the sake of time of this video, I'm just gonna give you guys some projects back to back that I'm keeping on my watch list, that I hold in my portfolio, that I think have massive potential the rest of this bull run on the base chain, one of which is Andy on base. This one's sitting at a $27 million market cap. If we take the bars pattern and we trace it up from the 26th of February to where we are right now for Brett's chart, and we just copy this, and we put it up on Andy on base's chart, we can see that Andy on base peaked out with Brett all the way back here on the 27th of May. And even with this recent rally up, it rallied up from 0.006, currently sitting at 2 cents. And with Brett selling off, Andy's been selling off. So I would expect, because of how similar this chart is, if Brett breaks out and goes into price discovery, then I think Andy would do well as well too. And because this is a low cap project, this is like a leverage play on Brett on the base chain. Now, if you want higher leverage and you don't want to trade with leverage, another project to look for is Wolf on base. Now, this is a community takeover project. Again, guys, extremely high risk, but when we look at this chart, it's all the way down here at these lows, almost in the depression stage. So if this project sells off even further, well, it's at a $1.58 million market cap. So this is a micro cap project. I want to give you guys a couple in this video that are pretty much moonshot or go to zero projects. Either way, these are probably going to go to zero during the next bear market. But the thesis on why I think these projects could do a 50x or 100x is because Land Wolf on base, Andy on base, Brett on base, are 3 of the boys club members, and they're all on the same chain. So if Brett does well and Andy does well, well, then during the later stage of this bull run, I would expect some liquidity to potentially flow into Wolf. Again, there's no guarantee because again, it's a community takeover. There's no dev like adding new stuff to the project. So this thing could completely flop, go to zero. Everyone could forget about it. But because the boys club narrative is what drove Pepe to over a $5 billion market cap, Brett to over $1 billion market cap, Andy's at like less than 30 million. Land Wolf is at 1.5 million. There is that what if in my mind. Now, I could be completely wrong. I'm fine with that because I hold a very small amount of this project, and you should not buy this. Don't sell it. I'm just sharing with you guys what I'm looking at. Now, one project that I just added to my watch list that is even higher risk than Land Wolf, we're going down full degen land right here, is Bird Dog on base. Now, I just want to see if this project breaks out with Andy, with Wolf. If that's the case, the market cap for Bird Dog is $400,000. So we need to watch 0.001 as the resistance to break for a trend reversal. If this doesn't break, then this project's just gonna stay down here forever, bottom out, and nothing's gonna happen with it. But this is another one of Matt Ferry's creation, the Boys Club. And I know some of you guys may be like, I'm tired of hearing about the Boys Club, talk about something else. Well, when Dogecoin took off, there was a project created called Baby Dogecoin. And this project currently has a $386 million market cap. Now, when you look at the chart, it's a lot of pumps, dumps, pumps, dumps, pumps, dumps. It's consolidating right now. So if Dogecoin breaks out, I would expect this project to break out. If this one has a $386 million market cap, this got me thinking, I wonder what other meme coins similar to Dogecoin that have a multi-billion dollar market cap have a derivative created of it that could do well if the main meme coin does well. So that got me thinking, if we look up Pepe, you guys can see that Pepe's market cap is $8.4 billion. So what if we look up Baby Pepe? We can see that this project has a $7 million market cap, and it just recently broke out. It's consolidating right now. So I'd watch for this project to bottom out. It looks like it's forming some type of falling wedge, consolidate sideways, and then break a previous range high. Otherwise, I think this one is going to continue to bleed out if Pepe just consolidates sideways or goes down. Remember, if the layer 1 blockchain goes sideways or it goes down, these lower cap projects on the chain go down even harder. But when the layer 1 goes up, these rally like freaking crazy. So that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you got value out of this video as we got into the degenerate land of the very low market cap projects. Remember, guys, they're extremely high risk. You're most likely going to lose money if you hold those projects for too long. That's why I recommend to join Altcoin Pro University through the link in the description below. Do that right now because our research team will be sharing with you in real time what projects we're bullish on, what projects we're watching, and the other do's and don'ts within the crypto market. So that way you can can protect your portfolio and you can compound your wealth to make the most amount of money possible this bull run as we back up our truck all the way to the bank, grab the bags, pack them and stack them, leave no bags left behind, because we believe that the spending power of the dollar is just going to keep going down in value. That's a fact based on inflation. Blockchain technology, distributed ledger technology, cryptocurrencies are going up in value. That's the truth. And together, we're all running to the top. I'll see you guys on the next video. I will see you on bullrunners.com. Right now, as always, you know what to do. Stay bullish. Hey bull runners, this is super time sensitive, especially if you're looking to stack more crypto before the bull run is over. Did you know that Visa and MasterCard lost a $5.5 billion class action lawsuit for imposing unfair fees on merchants and business owners? So if you own a business, or if you know any business owners that process payments with Visa or MasterCard between 2004 and 2019, that's 15 years, you could actually be owed a refund of 1 to 1.5% of your total revenue from that period. That's a lot of money. For example, this business that generated $1.6 million in credit card revenue during those years is getting back $28,000. This business that generated over $7 million is getting back $93,000. And this business that generated over $20 million during those years is getting back over $320,000. That's money they didn't even know was on the table. And all they did was fill out a form through the link below this video. It literally takes less than a minute to see if you qualify, but you don't want to wait too long because the deadline to file is February 4th, 2025. So the sooner that you fill out the form below, the sooner that you can reclaim what's rightfully yours. Plus, if you don't have a business, you can actually earn 3% by referring businesses that do qualify by creating your affiliate account through the link below. So this is a no-brainer way to get money back in your pocket to use for your business, or if you want to use it for crypto or other assets to invest in, you can do that. So click the link below. Let's get you paid.